coming to it then.
Yeah.
Staff, you ready? Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Clermont Planning and Zoning meeting for Tuesday, November 4th. The meeting will be starting at 6:32 p.m. At this point, if I could ask everyone, if you can, please kindly rise, face the flag, and we'll start off with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. If I could ask Ms. Ray, if you could take roll call, please.
Commissioner Tadona?
Present.
Commissioner May?
Present.
Commissioner Colby?
Here.
Vice Chair Nemec?
Present.
And Commissioner Kramer?
Here.
And Brian Bain and Paula Hoisington will not be present.
Okay. Okay, at this point, we would like to approve last month's minutes. Do I have a motion?
I have one change. It's just a minor change on page 1. The last paragraph where it says USA BMX and I apologize that I didn't send that over to you all, and DPZ.
What page would that be, Ms.
It's just page 1.
Says
It's
page
just
1.
very minor. It's DPZ Code Design is the name of the firm. Right after USA BMX, but that's it. It's very minor.
Okay. You see that? Is that okay, Ms. Ray? You got it? Okay. With that correction, do I have a motion?
I'll second the motion.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, moving on to reports. Last week we went to Mr. Commissioner John Tadona, so now we'll start off with Commissioner May.
I'll be brief. I just wanted to talk about that the city, exciting news that we actually have an economic development director by the name of Nathan Norris. I think he started like 2 weeks ago. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we actually have one, and I guess he has a development liaison, Mr. Robert Fox, as well. So great, exciting things are happening at the city, and I believe they're going to be working with the team on the comprehensive plan and the form-based code. So exciting stuff. And that's it for me.
Well, very good. Commissioner Colby?
Yeah, I'd just like to second that excitement. They're assembling a great team, so congratulations to the city.
Thank you. Okay. Commissioner Kramer?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight. Today's election day, and I'd like to take a brief moment to acknowledge that one of our colleagues of this commission is on the ballot for city council. Without making this in any way a campaign comment, I simply want to wish him and the other candidate the best of luck tonight, and thank both of them for their willingness to serve our community. It's not easy, and I'm really proud of both of them. So whoever wins, I'm just happy that we have people willing to volunteer and get out there and do this. I also want to recognize recent community highlight. On October 28th, the city hosted Clermont, a Halloween on the Trail down at Waterfront Park. And if you've ever been there in the past years, it was kind of a easygoing neighborhood style event. Well, this year, it grew exponentially, and with literally thousands of our residents and people in the community showing up, it was an incredible turnout and true display of wonderful spirit. But a special thank you goes out to our amazing emergency services teams, the police department, fire department, sheriffs, and the rescue services, and all of our first responders, both from Clermont and Lake County. They came out in a nice job really to help people come together in the community, a family-friendly environment for everyone, and their teamwork. I just want to acknowledge, it just makes you so proud when you see those kind of things. But next year, they were really going to have to step up their game because it was. I walked down there from my home, and I tell you, when I was walking back, there was just thousands. I was going against the thousands of people coming in, so it was a joyful moment. But I was like, wow, this is a crowd building. So anyway, I just wanted to thank the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kramer. Commissioner Tadona?
So thank you, Committee Chair. Thank you for everyone for coming out. If it's all right, I'd like to share some information with the council, committee. So what I'm basically sharing is a couple of emails that I have sent to the City Council and Lake County Council, just in regards to some research I've done in terms of trip surveys versus traffic surveys, gridlock in Clermont, and what the benefits of invoking or pursuing mobility fees could be for the city and for the Lake County. As we all remember, we had a storm last week that caused damage in Mount Dora and Eustis. It wasn't even a hurricane, but yet 18 inches of water fell within a couple hours. Roads were out, flooding, bridges were out, traffic had to be rerouted. Somewhere along the line, we're going to have to get into a focus where this one lane in, one lane out mentality of traffic needs to be corrected. Traffic needs to be mitigated. We need to increase emergency response, especially in terms of evacuations, unless, of course, Clermont and Lake County want to become known as shelter-in-place areas. I think that Clermont and Lake County have an incredible opportunity. We have folks coming from all over the United States to live here. There is an incredible amount of wealth and lessons learned and best practices. It would be a shame to see those opportunities squandered by regurgitating the same failed mindsets. We do have new design codes. We have additional highways coming in and a comp plan. Those are all in the works. But what can be done now? I am a firm believer that mobility fees could be used to ensure infrastructure is built first by the developers, that we should look at increasing impact fees to ensure that we have the correct amount of first responders, and third-party traffic studies instead of trip estimates to ensure that we have the adequate roads we need to travel on and or evacuate on. So many other towns and cities in Clermont are doing it. And in closing of my report, I just want to say I think the folks that we choose to be in charge should be beholden to the people of Clermont and not to other parties that may be there to sway their decision. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Tadona. Very good. And thank you again for keeping updated on this important topic. Traffic is very important, especially when it comes to the MPO. Seems like they forget about Clermont, and I could say that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's up to my report. My report's very simple, even though I'm not wearing a sticker. I hope each and every one of you went out and did your God-given right as an American to go out and vote for your candidate. Two candidates are Todd Howard and Commissioner Bain, who is the chairperson. That's Brian Bain. Good luck to both of them. In closing in my report, I don't know if you've been following the BCC, which is the Lake County Commissioners Report. They pretty much took a vote, and they're going to get a small, I believe it's $12 million, Kurt, help me if I'm wrong, loan out to start the Heartwood Marsh expansion, which is one of the main veins into Clermont. They're going to be starting that project late May, the latest. Earliest would be March. And that concludes my report. And we're going to simply just move on to new business. Staff?
Hi. Good evening, Planning and Zoning Commissioners and guests. My name is Justine Day with Development Services, here to present Agenda Item 1 and 2 for the Ivy Ridge Large Scale Comprehensive Plan Amendment and Rezoning. The city, as the applicant, is requesting a large-scale comprehensive plan amendment and rezoning of the subject property as a follow-up to the staff-initiated annexation request. The property is located southeast of Lake Louisa Road and Hammock Ridge Road intersection and is approximately 57 acres. So if we take a peek at the image on the screen, outlined in yellow is the subject property. Again, it is southeast of the Lake Louisa Road shown on the west and the Hammock Ridge Road intersection. Hammock Ridge Road is just north of it. The property was approved under PUD ordinance number 2020-03 in Lake County for up to 155 single-family dwelling units. The property is currently moving forward and construction activity is starting. The property was annexed prior to building permit issuance to capture $1.8 million worth of impact fees to the city of Clermont. The city council at the June 10th meeting approved the annexation of the subject property with the understanding that a large-scale comprehensive plan amendment and rezoning would be needed to designate the property with the applicable future land use and zoning designations. Staff is proceeding to complete that process at this time. The current zoning of the property within Lake County is planned unit development with the urban low-density future land use category. The compatible zoning with the city would be planned unit development with a future land use designation of low-density residential. So again, if we take a peek at this screen, the property is outlined in red. So this right here. Lake Louisa's to the west, Hammock Ridge Road to the north. Future land use in Lake County is that urban low density, and we are just looking to turn that into the city of Clermont's low density residential. And then with the rezoning, the image on the top of the page shows the Lake County zoning. Again, subject property is in black this time. With that PUD zoning, and then we are going to be turning it over to the city's planned unit developed zoning. The abutting future land use adjacent to the east within the city is low density residential, which is the established Fox Chase subdivision, which is going to be this sliver right here. The change in the future land use to the city's low-density residential does not propose a conflict between the existing uses and land uses within the area. The proposed future land use is consistent with the city's comprehensive plan due to the use being consistent with the remainder of the plan and its goals, objectives, and policies. The PUD zoning does not propose a conflict to the existing uses and land uses in the area. The proposed use is compatible with the adjoining properties as required by the comprehensive plan. The transfer of Lake County's PUD ordinance 2020-03 into the city's PUD ordinance is a like for like with small adjustments made due to code references. Staff recommends approval of the large-scale comprehensive plan amendment, ordinance number 2025-039, and rezoning ordinance 2025-040.
Thank you. Very good. Good job. Okay, at this time, I'd like to ask staff, is the applicant here or no?
We are the applicant.
You are the applicant. That's what I assumed. Just wanted to make sure because I saw a large crowd in the audience if they want to speak up on this. Okay, at this time, we'd like to open this up to the public. Once again, please, if you'd like to speak on this issue, please come up to the microphone, state your name and your address. Okay. Well, I have a gentleman coming up.
Where do I go to?
Microphone over there, state your name and address, sir.
My name is Paul. I'm at 200 Center Lane. I don't think we should approve this development because of Hancock Road has so many different accidents on it anyway. So does Hardwood Marsh at both ends of it. They've developed the other end of Hancock. They're having problems down there with just traffic, accidents. I think that we should take time to do infrastructure. Down on Lake Shore Drive, there is going on to 561. It's Dead Man's Curve. We've known it for the longest time. There's accidents happening there all the time. People are getting hurt. Homes are getting wrecked from it. And I've heard that there's nothing being done about it because we're waiting on development to happen there first. And I don't think that's appropriate. I think it goes against safety measures and everything, because we should be thinking about the public first. Like this gentleman right here said, and I totally agree with you, we should worry about the public first, and there's so many people that are against the development. They don't have time to come out and do these things, and I'm here to stand up for myself and stand up for them too. So I think we shouldn't approve that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Very well said. Okay, is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak on this project? Going once, twice. At this point, I'm going to be closing the public comment. We're going to bring the questions back to our council, starting off with Commissioner Mate.
So on this particular project, this is actually in my backyard. I live off of that Hammock Ridge Road, and I do understand the gentleman's point in regards to a lot of traffic. We've had a lot of traffic accidents as well. It's very dark. So my problem with this is that we always get a project after the fact in regards to annexation. So for me, it's just hard for me to even get to a yes to any of these large-scale comp plan amendments and rezones that come from the county. It just seems that everything is the cart's before the horse kind of thing. It's, for me, I've seen this site many times over before the total grading of this property. There's the trees are gone, animals are gone. Based on this photo here, it's just awful. I see the trees, and I just there's not enough information for me here to be able to have a proper answer for the city. So I think you guys are saying that it's a like for like, and I just don't see that. And I think was worded in your rezone. If I look at the city comp plan and it says goal 1, ensure that the character, magnitude, and location of all land uses provide a system for orderly growth and development that achieves a balanced, natural, physical, and economic environment and enhances the quality of life for all residents. So to add another 155 single-family dwelling units to a road that already has, I have 867 homes in my community. I don't know how many in Fox Chase, but we're adding more cars and more cars to this road. So for me to say that this is like to like from one comprehensive plan to the other, I need the information here for me to do a thorough look at everything. I need to see a site plan, I need to look at a tree survey. I need to look at a habitat. Just by looking at this and looking at this packet, there's just not enough information for me to be able to have an answer. Does this project promote smart growth principles? I don't think so. Does this site emphasize beauty, aesthetics, human comfort, creating a sense of place? It's already completely, all the trees are gone. I am the tree lovers of this group, and I'm okay with that. I'm getting tired of seeing developments over developments over developments, especially coming from the county. And I hope the county's listening. We got to be able to speak and talk to each other. Because I'm listening to the citizens, and I'm glad this gentleman came up. I am tired of seeing these developments coming to us, and we're just okay to annex them because they're giving us $1.8 million worth of impact fees. We need to look at the whole picture holistically. So for me, without the information, I cannot go forward with this one. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner May. Very well said. Commissioner Corby?
Sure, I think that the safety is certainly an issue, and I was wondering if staff could talk a little bit about how, the development of the lighting, turning lanes, and how that's going to be done in a comprehensive way that will ensure this is a safe addition to the city.
So that's something that was done prior to us annexing it with Lake County. I don't have those documents with me. We could potentially ask Lake County to look at those. Other than that, I could defer to Kurt if he would like to speak a little bit more on it, if he knows anything more.
Good evening. Kurt Henschel, Planning Development Services Director. What I can show you is the latest.
Wait, excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't believe that's your title.
We're in the middle of changing. We're thank you. Planning Development Services Director. We are changing our offices down here on the first floor. We're morphing into growth management now, and I just haven't officially put it. I guess I have been in the way.
Growth Management Director.
Growth Management Director.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Just checking. Sorry.
So a little bit. Yes. Yeah. A little.
No, they're reorganizing.
It's just a little bit of a reorganization. So you're going to hear that from time to time. We're going to go from planning development to growth management. Thank you.
I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Right. So this is the latest site plan that was, again, approved in Lake County. To answer your question, Mr. Colby, they are putting some turn lanes into the development. This is Hammock Ridge up here. And of course, they're going to have some, this is like Lisa coming off down here. They do have some turn lanes here. So they do have the 2 access points. I'm not sure if that answers it, but I'm just letting you know.
So is it being developed, or there's an actual solid plan there? There's going to be turn lane?
This is the plan right
Okay.
here.
So
Yes.
that there will definitely be turn lanes and
Yes.
lighting?
As in traffic light? No.
No.
just-
Lighting to
Oh, I don't
illuminate
have
the area.
I'm sorry, I don't have the lighting plan with me, but yeah, they will have some lighting around the interior as well. I just don't have the exterior plan set.
Okay. Is there anything else safety-wise that may have not been in our packet?
Safety wise?
Well, I mean, we're talking turn. There's things that where I think we're certainly concerned with the safety and what this is going to do to traffic, and I think these things impact it. So I just don't know if there's anything else we don't know.
I don't have the original traffic study. Again, this was approved, as you know, in Lake County. We did a utility agreement with them some time ago, and then we did the annexation in June. I don't have the details of the traffic study, though.
Okay. All right.
The traffic study would point out things like turn lanes that are required, like what's on the site plan here. That's what the traffic study would have a final result. You need a turn lane here or there. And that's what they have on here. I just don't have the actual study with me.
Okay. All right. So if we, just help me understand process. If we were, to approve these and they come in, the developer would need to come forward with concrete. I mean,
No, this is the plan.
So this is.
They're out there going.
Okay.
They're underway right now as we speak, regardless.
Okay.
whether the annex
So
or
there's
not.
no further approvals needed.
No,
This gives all. Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to understand that.
if we delay it now, they will start building homes and we will not capture those impact fees.
So there's no. Can I jump in? So there's no way to see if these conditions, I'm talking to, is there a way to change the conditions from the county to the city? We're taking over the city, we're taking over this project. It's going from the county to the city. So we don't know if they're compatible to our comprehensive plan. We don't know if they're compatible to our city codes. Isn't this, if the city supersedes the county?
I don't know. Well, first, let me tell you something before I forget.
Yeah.
Which you made me think of when you were first talking, which is you have two things to consider tonight, right? It's not just the zoning, which is I think what you were focused on, Commissioner. It's also the comp plan amendment, the future land use. So it could be that you recommend, for example, the future land use change, which might be simpler, while not recommending the zoning change. I just want to point that out. And it is, from a statutory perspective, very important to do the comp plan amendment first, anyways. But back to your question here, it is true that once the property is annexed, and once, and only once, the comp plan amendment is passed, then the city can regulate with its land development code. Until the comp plan amendment is passed, we will not be able to regulate the property. Now, I think your question was, doesn't the city code supersede? It does. You are being told, I believe you are being told, that it's consistent with the comp plan. And so if there's evidence that contradicts that, and I was listening to your citation of the comp plan. These are things that people can disagree about, honestly. Is this consistent? Is this not consistent? It's not. I'll give you an example of something where I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, if I dealt with this in Citrus County recently, it was up to me to decide and make a recommendation to the Board of County Commissioners whether a sand mine could ever be, whether it was consistent with the comp plan. And when they testified that it could never be restored to its original condition, well, it says in the comp plan it has to be able to restore it to its original condition. That's easy, incapable of argument. Here, does it improve, I forget the exact words, but does it improve, that's for you to decide. It may be that you decide it doesn't. It may be that some people think it does. So I'm not trying to make this difficult, but that is going to be a discretionary thing for you to decide, based on the evidence.
Right, but that's the problem, we don't have the evidence. It's saying, there's a traffic study, that was completed. There's, the turn lanes that you were asking about. I mean, there's all this stuff that was completed, but we don't have it.
I think you have the right as a commissioner to make that determination.
Thank you.
So this project is moving forward.
Oh, yeah, yes, it is.
So it's moving forward, and the question is whether it's going to move forward
In the city?
in the city or it's going
Or in
to
the
move
county.
forward in the county.
Right, that's right.
Okay, that's all the questions I have for now, Mr. Chairman.
Are we all right there, Commissioner May? I see a lot of hand movement.
No, I just said my apologies for jumping in for a
Oh,
moment.
okay. Okay, we're going to move on to Commissioner Kramer.
I believe all of my concerns have been answered. You guys asked some really good questions ahead of it, and Kurt, thank you for clarifying. So I just I'm going to reiterate and be clear that I'm clear.
Okay.
Whether we vote yes or no on this development will go forward. But if we vote yes, we keep the $1.8 million coming of revenue flow to us, and the folks will also be part of the city, which means they will have a vote for the people sitting on city council who make these decisions, and they'll be, they get the protection of the city as opposed to Lake County. And as my opinion is, you're much better off in the city than you are in Lake County right now, because Lake County doesn't seem to care a lot about Lake County, except if you live way north of Clermont. But Clermont cares about Clermont, and that's evident. So I'm going to be in favor of this. I'm confident, because I think you're better off in the city. I absolutely, I am as frustrated as every other commissioner on here that we have to basically rubber stamp what the Lake County's approved. But in this instance, ask the folks down at Wellness Way, because I know that's coming up, what it feels like. I mean, they finally have a voice. They weren't happy, but they have a voice now, and it's a loud voice, and we thank the Wellness Way folks for coming all the time to be here to talk about the future development. But I think you're better off in the city, so I'm leaning for a yes vote for this. Thank you for the hard work you guys did from the city.
Thank you, Commissioner Kramer. Commissioner Tedona.
So to say that I'm kind of dismayed over this nonsense is an understatement. Part of my questioning was going to be, how is this, could you put that back up on the screen, the site plan? So I guess part of my question was, is that, and you don't even have to answer it because it's immaterial, but I got to get this out of my system. And also, full disclosure, I live in Fox Chase, and the only thing that we reaped the benefit of this property going up were the rats that got through the sewer system into Fox Chase that we all had to get exterminators for to kill all the rats. So part of my question is, if this met the county code, but it doesn't meet our code, doesn't our code supersede that? And really knowing that our code was written in 2009. I understand that there is a new comp plan going that may affect this, but by the time that comp plan is up and running, this is already built, and nobody is going to change anything in there, okay? So again, not too sure if our code is better than their code. In my opinion, we should have a say that says, you know, you should move this here, you should move that there. We talk about low density as a description, and I'm the newest guy on the council, so I know I have a lot to learn. But I live in Fox Chase. So if Fox Chase is already low density, I got 22 feet in between my house and my sister's house and my house and my neighbor's house. I don't get the impression that there's 22 feet in between all of these homes. And at 155 homes, to that gentleman's point, that's 325 to 400 more cars coming out of this development. And I can tell you, coming out of Fox Chase in the middle of the night or going to work or coming home, it's like a NASCAR raceway. I call it Panic Ridge Road, okay? So if you're not careful coming out of Fox Chase to make your right-hand turn, you are going to get T-boned, okay? There's not enough lights, even if you say we can't put a traffic light there, there's not enough visual light for me to see a car coming out. That's number one. Number two, Lake Louisa, and here's the other thing, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go, not that I'm going long. None of this takes into account human nature of how people are going to get from one place to another. Once people know that they can come out onto Lake Louisa and take Lake Louisa all the way down to 27, here we go again. No matter how many cutouts are in that road, it's one lane in and one lane out with up to 400 cars going out onto Lake Louisa. Or somebody's going to come out onto Lake Louisa to come out to Hammock Ridge Road, Panic Ridge Road, to go blow past Fox Chase and then blow past the other HOA. So I realize it's 1.8 million, and I realize impact fees. In my opinion, we should have had an opportunity to say, you know what? Thanks for the 1.8 million. This would have been a prime example to test the waters on mobility fees so that Lake Louisa could be built up, so that Panic Ridge Road could be built up, or maybe some extra lights put on, just to protect the people. And that's not even including, to that gentleman's point, once we go down Lakeshore Drive, because human nature is the B word. And once they figure out that I can go down Lake Louisa to take all those turns to get down to 50, that's exactly what they're going to do. So all we're doing is routing 400 cars into an area that can't afford to have 400 cars. And I do hope Lake County is listening. I just think it's terrible that we have to inherit this absolute ridiculousness without having a say that instead of 155 homes, it should be 110 homes, and you need to put more friggin' trees in there. Thank you.
Well, I thank you, Mr. Sedona. It's always exciting to hear your opinion and your questions. I have a question, pretty much for staff. The road, Hammock Ridge Road, is that a county or a city road?
It's a county road.
That's a county road. Thank you. And I'm assuming Lake Louisa is a city road?
No,
That's a county road too?
that's a county road.
Interesting, very interesting. Okay, the turning lanes. I guess we have nothing to do with that because it's a county road. Like I've been fighting with Hartwood Marsh about that.
Right, they went through the process and got those approved. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what they say. What they say and they do are two different things. I don't like this project, but, there's a but, and I'm sorry. I know you guys are gonna be mad at me for this one. All right, this is getting built either way. Okay, either way, whatever our decision is, whatever the city council's decision is, this is going to be built. It's already started, okay? I'm sorry, we're a day late, dollars short. We should have been at Lake County. Somebody should have brought it to my attention, and I would have went down there and I would have advocated against this project, okay? But I wasn't informed, okay? This is too late. There's nothing we could do about it. It's like shooting a gun and the bullet's out already, okay? Now, the only thing I could say is thank goodness they're single-family homes because they could have changed, Lake County does what they want. Look at the next thing on our project, all right? Look at the community next to my community, okay? Their lot lines are 40-foot lot lines. Here, they're meeting our comprehensive code. I mean, unfortunately, to help the city out, I have to look at the impact fees. I have to do what's right for the city, all right? So I know you're probably gonna hate me for this, but look, I agree with you. They're county roads, okay? But if we can control it and we can annex it, we could probably try to control a few things in there, okay? Unfortunately, my hands are tied on this one, all right? Safety factor, yeah, I could vote against it for safety factor, but I could tell you right now, it doesn't matter what my vote is, doesn't matter what all 5 of our votes are. They already started breaking ground. So I'm sorry, I feel your pain, trust me. 8 years I've been fighting for Hartwood Marsh. I wish I knew about this, I really did. I'm sorry, sir, you cannot speak. I wish I would have the authority to do that, but I can't. Am I correct by that, Counselor?
It's your discretion, but that's
Oh,
the
okay,
general
all right, well, since he's the only person here representing, please keep it short. Thank you, Counselor, I appreciate that. Last one, I was told I couldn't do it, so.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Shows good faith for the community. It's very interesting to hear, attending my first meeting, that the man that's building or people that set it up don't even have all the stuff in proper place to show that we can properly maintain the traffic, which I don't think that the city of Clermont needs the traffic. We're getting to the point where it's chaos in the morning for our school children. Okay, people going to school in the morning, it's hectic. Okay, people getting to work in the morning, it's hectic. It puts stress on the people in the community. Furthermore, they broke ground. No one knew about it, apparently, that it was going in this way. I could ask questions about if that land was on a green belt, some type of tax write-off for that, which shouldn't be for developers. But what I wanted to say was that Lake Louisa Road, you don't want to expand that. People love that route. It's scenic. It's a scenic route. Why would we do anything to it? Furthermore, with the wildlife that happens, like this gentleman said again, with the rats coming out of all the wildlife. You see wildlife dead everywhere. There's people getting in accidents because of wildlife. I seen 2 coyotes the other day on the side of the road. I had to help the woman on the side of the road that hit the coyote. Luckily, it wasn't that bad, and it was on the side of her vehicle where she was able to maneuver and get out of the way some way. Because if you hit on a coyote head on, it might come through your windshield.
I understand. Could you wrap it up, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you
I'm
very
sorry,
much.
I'm not
Thank
disrespecting
you
you in
very
any
much.
way. I would like to say to you, thank you, because I'm glad I'm not the only person standing up for roads, and I do appreciate it, but you gotta understand our point of view, sir, okay? I mean, it's already built, it's already done, and now my hands are tied. I'm more upset, sir, if I could speak. I'm more upset I wasn't aware of this. If I was aware of this, I would have been at the BCC, and I would have been advocating for you people. All right, sir, thank you. Okay, saying that, I mean, you know, it's like I said, it's the turning lanes, we're speaking to deaf ears when it comes to the county, okay? It's no joke. Just watch. If you cannot attend and go to Tavares, they actually have a beautiful IT department where you could call in and you could state your opinion on things, all right? They start at 9 o'clock. Every time it's the second Tuesday and it's the second to last Tuesday, I believe it's, right, Kurt? If I'm not mistaken, help me out here.
Yeah, the same
All right.
hours, yes.
I mean, I drive there, so, you know, that's different, because I want to look in their eyes when they're talking to me. All right. Unfortunately, the turn lanes. Look, we got turn lanes by Chick-fil-A. Look how that's working out for us. Okay? So I totally don't like the project, but I got to look out for the city's well-being, and that's, I hate to tell you, and I don't like saying this, money talks. All right? If we could get some money out of this, because it's either way it's going in, I have to agree with my fellow commissioner over here. So at this time, if there's any other questions, any other
If I may.
further discussion?
If I may, I just want to clarify, because you've done a good job. I am 100% in line with the rest of this commission. This is a raw deal that's being handed to everybody. But I want to confirm, Kurt, if we vote no, it's still going through.
Yes,
If
without capturing.
If we
impact
vote
fees.
yes, we have no control over the roads because they're county roads. Both roads adjoining are county, they're not city. So regardless of whether we vote yes or no, the roads are not under our control.
That's correct.
Okay, so we have no control over the roads, whether it goes through or not. We have no control over this development going through or not because it's going through. The only difference is we leave $1.8 million on the table, and they're not, and the folks in that community won't have the right to vote. They can vote in Lake County for you know, their commissioners, but they won't get the right to vote. You're better off, this is not good politics for Clermont, but in the end of the day, I depend on that staff who's analyzed it, and I know that you're better off in the city than you are in the county. We can't change what's happening, so let's get on, let's get you under the fold so we can regulate, because right now, we have no say, and we will have say, they try to make any changes in the future, we have a say. So I just want to make sure we're clear. We don't vote yes, we lose 1.8 million, and nothing changes. So, thank you.
That's 1.8 million in impact fees.
Yep.
Okay, just want to,
I'm going to make a motion to approve ordinance number.
I have a further discussion.
I have other further discussions.
Go ahead.
Okay, we'll start off,
Your mic's
ladies
not on.
first. Just put your microphones on, please, like Mr.
Okay. May I
Haynes
ask
would
a
say.
question?
Yes, you,
Can
yes,
you
sir.
put this on the screen and tell me what those cutouts are?
I told him not to do this.
What are those?
Yeah, just a point. You can always make a motion. Have a motion in a second. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm curious, what is that? What is that
They
cutout?
appear to be parallel parking spaces.
It's not a parking spot. I couldn't fit my car in there.
Then I don't know. I haven't seen this picture before, so I
Okay.
don't know what.
What is this a picture of?
That's a picture, when you drive into this development, as soon as you drive in, and remember, you're also at a pitch because all that water is gonna go somewhere else, and you make your first right, it's on the map. It's microscopic, but it's on the map. So when you come into the development, as soon as you make the first right, there's a series of those cutouts by that C3.3, and then there's a series of cutouts by where the number C3.2 is.
Did you take this photo?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for the purposes of discussion, this is fine. Yeah.
That's all I'm asking, because the last attorney told me I could not.
Well, it's not evidence, and it cannot be considered. But it is fine for discussion purposes.
Okay. So it's not evidence even though it's there?
It's not evidence because you're not a staff or an applicant or someone who's putting evidence into the record. But for
Okay.
discussion purposes,
Okay,
it's fine.
so for discussion purposes, what is that?
Again,
I mean-
they appear to be parallel parking spaces.
All right, I can't put my car in there. So unless a vehicle is going to go in there that's going to broach over the waterway, that trough, and into the street, that doesn't make sense. So unless it's maybe motorcycle parking or cart parking, but that raises an issue, like if these houses were built the right way, I'd have to put my motorcycle in my garage or my cart. So I guess part of my concern, which is just conjecture, I'll admit it, is if this is for some sort of golf cart to get around, human nature scares me that somebody's going to take that onto the sidewalk all the way down to the new store that's down the end of Panic Ridge Road. And now we've got traffic on the sidewalk. So I don't know what that is. I don't know. You guys, gals, have been here a lot longer than I have. They don't have anything like that in Brooklyn, I can tell you that much. There's no golf carts in Brooklyn. But I'm curious. What is the purpose of that? And again, it goes back to the same thing that my colleague said. We don't have all the information. We don't know what the intentions are. And yet we're stuck with this, whether we say yes or no. And if somebody comes up with 10, 15 carts and now they're driving on sidewalks with carts or even within that area, we have no idea what any of this stuff means. So thank you. I appreciate the ability to ask a question.
Thank you, Commissioner Sedona. Commissioner May, you said you had a few.
Yes, so I
Concerns?
wanted to confirm again with Mr. Wog. I know that Mr. Creamer had mentioned about the comprehensive plan. I'm not worried about the roads. I know the roads are county. I know that. So again, this is going to be developed anyways. However, I can still say no on the rezone. So if I say yes to the comprehensive plan, we can still make changes. Is that what you're saying to the site plan? Because
Oh, to the site plan?
to anything that's,
If it's already approved, I mean, this is vested in moving. My understanding is that they've already got shovels in the ground, so no.
no,
we
they
would
have
not be-
streets in, everything's
Yeah,
in,
we
and
will
the
not be
trees are
able to-
gone.
No, we cannot make changes. That's vested. It's moving. What you can do is regulate it going forward, but not backwards.
What does that mean?
It means you can't undo something that's already been approved, but you can regulate that thing in going forward. Does that make sense?
If they came
No, it
in
doesn't,
for
because-
variances, if they came in for variance requests, if they came in for any modification, it'd be through the city at that point.
So, and through our supposed new comp plan that's about a year and a half out.
No, I mean, changing the comp plan a year from now won't, again, work backwards to undo anything. And it can't compel someone to like tear something down. Does that make sense? It's grandfathered. It's
Okay,
there.
so this is we're going to annex this in, and we have absolutely, although we get 1.8 million, we have absolutely no control over this until the new comp plan comes in going forward
No.
on anything.
So wait, number one, we have annexed it in. That's done.
Okay.
That ship set sail.
Set sail.
So it's now in the city, and that's why it's before you to now apply a comp plan, a future land use designation, as well as the zoning, to lock those in. From what I'm hearing, there's probably not a lot of debate about the future land use. This is a debate about the zoning. And to what degree the city will have discretion on altering aspects of the plan or subjecting it to more stringent regulations than it was subject to in the county. Now, when we annex something, we take it as it is. I'll give you an example. I mean, if we annexed an Arby's, I mean, that's just the first thing in my mind. God knows why. But if we annexed an Arby's and we have sign regulations that say no metal signs, and all they've got is metal signs, for SOL, for lack of a better word, we take it as it is. I think we annex property that has a billboard on it
I've
down
done
by,
a couple, yeah.
it was it's where the Dutch Brothers
Yeah,
Coffee
right.
is, but we banned those. We banned them, but we annexed it in. We can't compel it to just come down. We can compel that it comes down later on, 20 years from now, when the lease is up, but not today.
So then I guess we should consider
It
ourselves
was my,
lucky.
it's my discussion. You jumped
Sorry.
in, I'm not done. Thank you. Thank you. So in regards to the comp plan, yes. Rezone, no. My issue is that looking at what's coming up now, item 3 and item 4, they have conditions in here that I'm actually
I saw that,
satisfied with,
yeah.
okay? Under the landscape requirement, they're actually saying perimeter buffer shall consist of canopy understory. These guys actually put in conditions on what they're planning to do, which is good. I'm happy with that. But this one doesn't. So can I add those same conditions?
You have the discretion as a commissioner to do as you deem fit.
But it has to be on the rezone side, not on the comp plan side.
Definitely has to be on the rezone
Right
side.
zone side.
Perfect, okay.
Right.
That,
In terms of the recommendation, and as you know, city council may or may not follow your recommendations, but
Yeah,
you
no,
do
we
have that
understand
at
that.
this stage, you have that discretion.
perfect. So, for the vice chair, are we doing both items together, or, so I just want to make sure I'm
We're
ready.
going to be taking a roll call on separate, each item separately.
Thank you.
Very good, Counselor. You lit up some darkness on that. Commissioner Tadona, any other further condition?
I was just going to say, I guess we should consider ourselves lucky that Lake County doesn't want to build a nuclear reactor in Clermont and
Okay.
decide to give us some, impact fees. Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner Tadona, that is your opinion. Okay.
Chairman, I'm going to make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2025-039.
Okay, motion's on the floor for
I will
approval.
second that.
Second by Commissioner Kobe. You okay, Rick? Okay, we're gonna have to take a roll call. We're gonna go from left to right. We're gonna start off with Commissioner Tadona. Yea or nay?
Approved.
That's a yea.
Yay.
Commissioner May?
On item 1, yay.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sorry.
That's an approved. Okay, Commissioner Kobe?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner Kramer?
Yay.
And the chair votes yea as well. I believe that is 5-0 approved. And that's for ordinance number 2025-039. Okay, now gonna need a motion for ordinance number 2025-040.
I will make a motion, however, I would like to add the conditions.
More than welcome.
So in regards to the item 2, would like to have the landscaping requirements added that, because we don't have a landscape plan, so I don't know what's required. So if we can have a requirement on whatever they tore down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I got
Either
you.
replant it or pay into the tree fund. So I guess, what is that, section 120?
It's not necessarily just replanting or the tree fund. What they do, and the county does the same thing, they assess what's there, they're allowed to remove X amount, and then they assess what goes back on the parcels. So there's a lot that goes there. Then if there's an amount left over, then they pay into the tree fund.
Okay, so I'm trying to
So-
figure out a language in regards to that.
Shall,
Could I ask a question while you're thinking? I mean, the tree fund, does it go to the county?
No.
Tree fund, it goes to the
Well-
city,
City.
because,
in this case,
Yeah.
they've already paid, they've already done their.
right, so
tree
the
mitigation plan.
county got the money, not the city.
Yeah,
But
That's
just
what I'm
do-
trying to explain to you.
No, I understand that, but at least if we look at, like I said, the others did
Are
a
you-
buffer with understory, you know,
Well,
what's.
Lake County has a very similar perimeter buffer, very
But-
similar.
Right, so why is that not in here? The conditions of having
Because
an understory or?
We took whatever was approved, they were developing under the county's code, so that didn't need to be a condition. They're going to build to the county's perimeter
Right,
buffer.
but now it's city, so
Now it's
I'm
city,
adding the
right.
condition.
I just about guarantee you wouldn't notice a difference between them, but we can certainly put in there that they would build to the city's landscape code. And that's something the council would have to accept as part of a change in their development plan.
So the condition would be to build to city code, period. Is that too,
City-
is that too, I'm asking the attorney, is that too broad or do I have to be specific?
I don't want to get in the way of your discretion. I mean, I know what you're asking me, and I'm not trying to be facetious, but I have no legal objection to you putting conditions in your
Okay.
motion.
So repeat that condition so I can see if I'm okay with that.
It should be built out under the city's landscape code.
Okay. I would like that condition in, so I will make a motion on ordinance number 2025-040 Ivy Ridge rezoning, with the condition that we add language that says that they will build to the landscape code. To the city of Clermont's landscape code is included as a condition.
Okay. So that's first motion. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Second by Commissioner Kobe. Roll call vote, starting off with Commissioner Tadona.
Yes, I agree with those conditions.
That's a yay.
Yes, yay.
Commissioner May,
Yay.
Commissioner Kobe,
Yay.
Commissioner Kramer.
Yay.
And the chair votes yay as well. That's 5-0 for approval. Okay. Once again, I just want to try to let everybody know that the Lake County Commissioner is Commissioner Sean Parks of that area. So keep due in mind that he does have his email online. And once again, he is very flexible of talking with them. All right, it's going to be our mess now, but at least we have a little control on it. That's why we're looking out for the city. Not much control, but some control. Okay, thank you, commissioners. You brought up a lot of valid points. Moving on to the next agenda item. Staff, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening, Planning and Zoning Commissioners and guests. Nick Gonzalez, Development Services, and this is agenda item 3 and 4, and I apologize because this can sound very familiar to what you just heard. But this is McKinnon Grove's large-scale comprehensive plan and amendment and rezoning. So the city, as the applicant, is requesting a large-scale comprehensive plan and amendment and rezoning of the subject property as a follow-up to a staff-initiated annexation request. The property is located south of Hartwood Marsh Road and west of the Lake Orange County line and is approximately 357 acres. And if you look at this map, the subject property is in black. As I mentioned, this is the Orange County, Lake County line, and this is the Hartwood Marsh Road that is along here. The property was approved under PUD ordinance number 2021-36 in Lake County for up to 660 single-family dwelling units, along with 520,249 square feet of non-residential use. The property is currently moving forward and construction activity is starting. The property was annexed prior to the building permit issuance to capture $8.3 million worth of impact fees to the city of Clermont on the residential portion of the development. No commercial construction has started at the moment. The city council at the June 10th meeting approved the annexation of the subject property with the understanding that a large-scale comprehensive plan amendment and rezoning would be needed to designate the property with the applicable future land use and zoning designations. Staff is proceeding to complete the process at this time. The current zoning of the property within Lake County is planned unit development with the Wellness Way North future land use category. The compatible zoning within the city would be a PUD as well, with the current entitlements captured within the PUD. The zoning designation abides by the Wellness Way community guidelines regarding implementation. And here we can see is the county's future land use of Wellness Way North, and this will be the city's future land use. And then the Lake County zoning was PUD, and the city zoning would be plan unit development. The preliminary plat and final plat for a few phases has already been approved by Lake County. The future land use within the city would be identical to the county's a future land use designation of Wellness Way North. The future land use designation aligns with the master plan for the Wellness Way area and is consistent with the city's future land use map and figure 2.15 Wellness Way North District location. The change in future land use to the city's Wellness Way North does not propose a conflict between the existing uses and land uses within the area. The proposed future land use is consistent with the city's comprehensive plan and its goals, objectives, and policies. The PUD zoning does not propose a conflict to the existing uses and land uses in the area. The transfer of Lake County's PUD ordinance 2021-36 into the city's PUD ordinance is a like for like with small adjustments made due to the code references county city. Staff recommends approval of the large-scale comprehensive plan amendment ordinance 2025-041 and rezoning ordinance 2025-042, and that concludes staff's presentation.
Okay, once again, this was presented for both ordinance 2025-041 and 2025-042, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, at this point, seeing there's people in the audience, I would like to open it up to the public. Please, when you come to the microphone, state your name and address.
Hello, my name is Paul. I live at 800 Center Lane. Is this project getting by the same way the last project got by, with the annexation and approval of everything before it's on the outskirts of Clermont, affects Clermont? If you've ever seen the school and the church that's on Hardwood Marsh in Hancock, there's accidents there all the time. It's congested. It's overly congested. They have, I believe they have it where the school has to park on the grass area to collect their kids to even let traffic go. I remember waiting there one time for nearly an hour and a half on Hardwood Marsh just to commute half a mile, I would say. There's been no infrastructure right there. There's constantly crashes on, I mean, we should take a poll. There's crashes on Hancock all the time. There is, I say no. I think we should, if we're seeing a pattern here where Lake County is annexing and giving approval for these projects and not considering the city, I think we should do some preventative maintenance on this and start grabbing up all the land and annexing it ourselves before they go ahead and grab up any more of that land, where they're just going ahead and do the people even live around here? Do they see what's going on? I don't think so. It just seems egregious. It seems unfit. It seems very to add. What is the housing for this one? 666 homes, and it's already congested where you have to take an hour and a half to commute a half a mile. It's ridiculous. It's egregious to the city of Clermont and its community. It shows that there is basically no planning in this, because they're coming unprepared with statistics such as this, and they're just building overdevelopment. And it seems we found a loophole, which I myself am going to investigate and go ahead and see what's going on. And maybe the city of Clermont, instead of taking, because I feel the city of Clermont, especially on the last one with the 1.8 million, it doesn't seem like it would do anything to this one for 8 point something million we would take a loss on. I feel like we should have took a loss on that one and started controlling it and shutting down the development. I feel, since I've seen tonight, everybody sitting up here is kind of leaning towards what I'm trying to stand up for the community for. And I don't think that we would be disappointed if you took action like that. Preventative maintenance, preventative loopholes, as we see that's going on here. Do we have a decision like last time, or were we forced in our hand like we were last time? It's the same as last time? So
I can't
basically,
answer the questions.
so basically we're forced into making a decision which has nothing to do with us as the city of Clermont and the constituents of Clermont. The members of Clermont have no say. What you said again last time, we had no say in that, and it looks like we have no say in this. I think that's outlandish, and it bewilders me that we would even come to this point after so much development has already happened. I feel like there's conflict of interest going on, which I will be investigating, and I don't know what else to bring to your attention at this moment, but I mean, the wildlife in that spot right there is going to be going, we're gonna have wildlife. I mean, there was just a law passed in Florida about cruelty towards animals. And I feel this is cruelty towards the animals, the habitat, the ecosystem we gotta look at. All those root systems that are there, that are the natural infrastructure of Florida to keep our land and our sands in proper condition for runoff. Have we even considered the runoff that this is going to cause to the surrounding Kings Ridge and what is it, the reserves down there and all that? What is the development that's happening on the end of Johns Lake? Isn't there another development that's supposed to go up over there? I mean, when does it stop? When does it stop?
I understand, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for your. Oh, boy.
2693 Jumping Jack Way, Joe Famasi, Wellness Way. When I seen this project come about and I heard about it, and they put it into the sector plan of the Wellness Way area, the one shortfall that they did is they did not put in a secondary water infrastructure for irrigation and other needs. So I find this plan is going to put us in a worse predicament. Just in my area alone, there's supposed to be over 3,000 homes by completion. Then we have the Del Webb, which is still in the county, 1,400. David Weekley at the Olympus Project, which is in the city, is over 200 some homes. And then we're talking about Parkside Trail that the city of Clermont sold their soul for to give them extra 149 homes for $2.1 million, which was found and was supposed to put in the right spot for the fire station. So my question is the county really thinking about secondary water, or are they just busy using Clermont as a utility provider and then handing them off crap projects? So when does it come to an end? Where's our JPA, our joint agreements on this to stop this kind of abuse? The county likes to blame the city for overgrowth and sprawl, but it seems to me this is evident tonight that it's coming from the county. Starting projects and then pretty much tying you up into a spot that you have to accept it. So I hope we keep these benefits as far as you were saying as the impact fees, because the last administration, former city manager, I seen a lot of fees that maybe were given away that shouldn't have been. And I know I've asked the city attorney to look at that. So I hope we hold on to these impact fees and not give them back as builder credits unnecessarily. and I hope you'll consider that. I know this project's going to go forward, but I hope that you'll keep in mind that we do have a shortage of water down there, which the county didn't plan for, and they tossed it to you to be the one to provide these utility agreements, and that's how they snake in here. So maybe before you sign another utility agreement with them, you should talk to them about handing you a project that's worth taking and annexing, because that seems to be their plan. Sign the utility agreement, you provide the water, and then we're going to hand you off this project, whether you like it or not. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very well said.
Hello, my name is Rosie Mulholland. I live at 10240 Lake Mineola Shores, Clermont, Florida. I'm here tonight representing the Florida Native Plant Society. I'm also a certified wildlife biologist. So you've got 3 ordinance things in front of you for this project, so maybe these comments go to one of the other 2, but I figure you guys will give me that latitude and grace to just repeat them. So quite a bit of this development has already been cleared. We've already heard tonight how that happens. A portion of that property that has already been cleared directly abuts to its west a very critical state property, which is called the Warea Tract. It's managed by the Florida Forest Service. Has a collection of some of the rarest plants that we still have intact in Florida. The development doesn't have to be a bad neighbor to those plants, but that property requires prescribed burning. They just burned it's 120 acres. They just burned 120 acres this year, which is just normal habitat management for that habitat type. It should be burned on a rotation of about every 3 years. So all of that can still be done, believe it or not. I'm also a certified burn manager. You can do that next to a development, but it requires some grace from the people that live around you to say, oh, I smell smoke today, I'm not gonna have a meltdown, and notifications. The city can have things in the ordinances that say things like, it's kind of the chicken farm thing. I moved next to a chicken farm and I don't get to explain that the chicken farm stinks. I don't know, there's some official language to that. So, I mean, that would be something for the city to consider so that we can keep managing the 120 acres adjoining on the west side. It would be nice that there would be a buffer because in general, the neighbors to public lands tend to throw their invasive trash right over the fence into the fire line that the public land managers are using to keep wildfires in their property out of the house fire scenario. And then to kind of bring it to an end, the southern portion of this property, which I do understand from an earlier conversation is maybe in the last phase of development, it has not been cleared yet. So when you look at the aerial photo you have, it is the only thing where there's one stick of a tree left. That acreage is of really high interest to the Florida Native Plant Society because we would like to go in there and rescue plants. So we have a program where we move plants from areas that are being developed to areas that have restoration plans in place in perpetuity. So that again is not a city requirement that you can make, but my request would be that we'd be able to work with the landowners prior to that being developed. And we have a good track record. We worked with Madame A. Homes through all of their phases very successfully. We've worked with Up Fieldgate for over 10 years on Highway 50 on the Castle Hill property, if you've been around a while. So anyways, we have that track record and we'd like to try to save something. There is very nice language in this ordinance that talks about open space and preserving native Florida habitats. restoring sandhills and scrub habitat. Well, I can tell you, you can't build new scrub and sandhill, but there might actually be intact scrub and sandhills still on that property to the south end. And that would be the place to save it versus trying to build it new somewhere in this development. That's, I think, it. So apply that to whichever ordinance it works best for. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Very well said, ma'am.
Good evening. I'm still trying to get used to wearing glasses and read down here and talk up here. So I apologize in advance if I'm looking down and I should be looking up. My name's Paul Kuhn. My address is 17825 Terra Vista. For this particular situation, you can call me David because it looks like I'm David, the little white spot in the center there, surrounded by Goliath. When we talk about, as the preceding lady just referred to, the wildlife to the left, or to the, west, I'm the wildlife in the center. So horses, all sorts of wonderful agricultural life. I understand, both from my research, my attorney's research, your attorney, the developer has rights. This is not about whether or not they're gonna slam the homes in. It's coming in. And in fact, I gotta tell you, as a father of a 19-year-old, I'm excited because none of those kids are gonna have to walk from Lake County into Orange County to be able to catch a bus to school. So as my daughter did for her entire time in Lake County. So thank you all for that. Thank you for annexing it. Thank you for taking care of the kids. On the flip side, I do have a very similar concern with regards to irrigation. Understand that that is not part of the annexation. This is just part of use. And I also value the 8.6 million. It's a lot of money, but I'm also questioning, is the 8.6 million one time? Yeah. If you're not supplying the irrigated water, the irrigation water, why is the city not making additional revenue forever as opposed to just settling for one-time money? Simply asking questions, I don't know the answers. Lastly, as you see here, as we saw when the development started, everything is displayed in 2 dimensions. What you don't see on there is there's roughly a 25-foot delta between the border and the home, which directly is to the north of me. 25 feet in the air is quite a big lift. It's made worse by the fact that my property, as that property used to do, slopes. So the delta between where they're gonna put new homes and my home is about 40 feet different. So as the city has the opportunity, because again, while density, lots, things, infrastructure is all vested back to the developer, there are things that the city does have the ability to regulate, such as height, such as number of stories, such as detailed in the understory with regards to creating buffer zones. And I would just simply ask that you all consider that when it comes to proceeding forward with this. I'm not here to say don't do this. I would take the money too. But if I were in your shoes, I would be thinking, how else, with 660 homes, can I benefit the city of Clermont more as opposed to just taking what Lake County's giving me? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Once again, great points. Okay, looking around the audience, I knew she was coming up.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Kuhn. That is my husband. Our address is 17825 Terra Vista. I know my husband pointed out the little white square that's in the middle of this development. If you were to zoom in, I don't think is that possible?
Do you want to put the aerial map instead so she can,
Yeah.
the aerial map, that would be,
Yeah, this one. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. Much better, thank you.
Yep.
I don't know, I'll use this as a pointer. So this triangle right here, oops, this triangle here, that little piece is our property. So we are bordered on this southern section here. When Scott Boyd and the developers had brought this project to our attention, there were several consolations that they were giving to the homeowners of the agricultural and rural area, which is what is surrounding this entire development. When we bought our property, we were no fools. It was orange groves behind us. In Florida, if it's orange groves or pine trees, it will grow subdivisions. That's what happens here. So we knew this would be developed. We weren't fools to believe that it would be anything else. We're thankful it's not apartments or high density. I feel that when we purchased the property, it was zoned as rural, 1 house per 5 acres. That is now changed. It is now, I'm sorry? Oh, yeah. So it's very different now. I'm not here to argue that. I know it is what it is. What I'm looking for is looking to find out where, out of 660 homes, where are these children going to school? Is there no way for you guys to put some other consolations into, yes, you're getting $8 million. That's wonderful for Clermont. What other provisions can you put in place to benefit Clermont? More schools, more firehouses. There's one firehouse that will support these 660 homes. That's not enough. So being that you guys can put different provisions in there, I'm looking for, like the wildlife woman was talking, more landscape buffer between my property and this property. I know that doesn't change what you guys approve and don't approve. I think you guys really should, as many people have pointed out, be a little more aware to the sleight of hand and the shell game, very New York style, that happens here. They say, hey, you know what? Clermont's not going to approve what we want. We'll do it under Lake County, and then we'll put it under Clermont's nose and bait them with the $8 million, and they'll take it. I understand it's all politics. Everything is business, including churches. So I just want you to try and use some of that back to them and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're going to take this, but at what cost? You're getting calls about coyotes and all of this. They have no place to go. They're scared to death because we've just torn down 600 or 2,000 acres for these homes. So thank you for letting us speak.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention, ma'am. All right. Anybody else in the audience would like to speak up for or against this project? Microphone is open. Okay, going once, twice. Seeing there's nobody else, I'm going to be closing the public comment, bringing it back to the commission, not the council. All right, let's, Ms. May? Yes.
So we're doing item 3, which is the comp plan. One question to staff is the public hearing, was there any public hearing as required for a amendment to the comprehensive plan? I did drive by the site because I drive this site all the time because I have to go to Winter Gardens and Wellness Way. I didn't see a sign along the Hardwood Marsh. What are the protocol for public notice on this?
For council and P&Z,
Yeah.
there should be a sign, but the yellow cards were sent out. But I can verify about the yellow sign that goes.
Right, so in regards to public notice, is this a public notice, is this under, because based on section 101-281, notice of public hearing, it says all amendments to the comprehensive plan or the land development code shall comply with the following. 1, rezoning and future land map amendment. The following requirements apply to owner-initiated amendments. However, they are superseded by the requirements of the Florida statute, 166, for rezoning amendments initiated by the city and by the requirements of Florida statute. So So you guys are bound by the Florida statute, not the city code and public comments. So those are a little different, so I just wanted to know what's the difference between what I have here in this packet, which is this, which is the usual, versus what the Florida statute requires.
So this will go for intro and transmittal. The transmittal is for the large-scale comprehensive plan. The first meeting in December to City Council. The transmittal then goes to state agencies, and they have 60 days or 30 days to get back to us on any comments. But we give them a whole 60 days before we bring it back to council for final approval.
But does that also include public,
We'll-
a public workshop with everybody? It's,
Public workshop?
yeah, I'm just
No.
trying to figure out
We'll do
how
the same process with putting out the legal ads and the public notice cards that we put out.
So prior to this meeting, though, was there any public workshop on the annexation, on the comprehensive plan? Was there anything?
A workshop? No, ma'am.
So everybody that's here is learning about it now, after the fact.
They might have received a public notice card if they were in that 200-foot boundary.
So again, you're going under the city code, not the Florida statute. So I'm trying to figure out what the Florida statute means. Because it's different, because in the code, it talks about Florida statute. They have to follow the Florida statute, not the city code.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to make sure, are you saying that the city didn't follow?
I'm just trying to figure out, because I passed by the site, I didn't see a sign, a public notice sign. I did see it on Ivy's Ridge, but I didn't see it, so.
They're out.
Yeah.
Code enforcement
It would
puts
be
those
great,
out.
again, yeah.
Yeah, but our code
Yeah,
enforcement
it would
team
be
puts them out.
great, like, I was on the code enforcement, if we can have a picture of the sign,
They do have a sign, so a picture of that sign.
but in our package.
Oh, in the packet.
Yeah, I've requested that before. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the same as the last one, Mr. Chair, so in regards to me having any questions, we're just on item 3, so I understand because of what happened on the item 1, I have no further questions.
Thank you, Commissioner May. Commissioner Colby?
I think I've read this story before. I don't really, I think I'm looking forward to Ms. May's comments and maybe some amendments in the rezoning, but I think that it's quite clear what's happening here. It's very similar to the previous items, and I think we don't have any choice but to move this forward, and we're better off having it in Clermont than not. So I don't have any other questions at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Colby. Commissioner Kramer?
I hate to use the word ditto, but I think people know where I stand on this right now. I feel you're better off in the city. Yes. Once again, Lake County has put the cart before the horse, and trust me, you don't want to get this man started on what it's going to do to traffic. He is the champion of Clermont, fighting at every meeting. I will also remind people, the people sitting up here, we're not elected, we're volunteers. So we find ourselves not under the influence of any money of any sort. We find ourselves under the influence of just really trying to do the right thing, because probably every person up here has had a grievance. I've sat in that audience long enough and said, I'm not going to sit there anymore. I'm going to get up here and do something about it. I've been just as angry as every person in here, because when it hits home, we get up and do something about it. But the problem is finding out that wanting to do something about it and being able to do something about it are two entirely different things. And it's politics and it's government. So you get, right now, normally 7 people up here, and most of the time we agree. We get pretty upset when we have to push things through, but we don't have the control over this one. And I'll say it again, we're better off with you in the city than being outside of the city, because we can help regulate and control things, and you'll have a voice in the city. I'm frustrated. I'm as frustrated as my fellow commissioners are on this, but I will be voting yes on this.
Thank you, Commissioner Kramer. May I like to open it up to you, Commissioner Sedona.
Thank you. So I think, if anything, tonight is 2 prime examples of how we have a city that doesn't know how to negotiate. 660 homes, It's approximately 1,330 new vehicles that are going to be on the road. And currently, the only entrances are on Hardwood Marsh Road. So until, and it's in the other packet, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. A two-lane road, thank you. Perfect. So Hardwood Marsh Road up in that area is one lane coming and one lane going. And I've sat in that same hour of traffic because my GPS took me that way from Avalon to get to 27, and all I did was ride my brake past every other HOA, just riding my brake till you get past the Publix to make the right on 27 because I'm in Fox Chase. So 660 homes, 1,330 vehicles. That's just an average of maybe 2 per house. We know it's going to be more because you build 3-bedroom homes, 4-bedroom homes. So you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 to 3,000 people. To your point, ma'am, where are the schools, the hospitals? Is anybody even worried about response times? Probably not. Everything empties out onto Hardwood Marsh Road. What could possibly go wrong? At 2,700 people, let's round it up to 3,000. We would need, to your point, 3 firefighters and 3 police officers. I'm not going to get ahead of myself because there is a public safety portion in there that I would like to tear apart when we get to that. But again, 2 absolute phenomenal examples where if we had a negotiating team or some people that had some gouillons, as we would call it, would negotiate to say, you know what, the only way I'm taking this in, forget about 8.3 million, I want 18.3 million, number one. And number two, especially since construction hasn't begun. You said earlier, construction hasn't begun on this one.
Yes, it has. Yes.
It has? Okay, well, I know it's been bulldozed. I don't know if...
Poured concrete.
They've poured concrete. Okay, so we're done. But also knowing the conditions that already exist in Unwellness Way, you would think that we would have had some negotiating power to say, you know what? We're finally going to widen or do something with Hardwood Marsh and hold the developer accountable to it. But, you know, here we go again. I was told I probably shouldn't make this comparison, being from somebody who grew up in Brooklyn. But for any of you who know what the Gowanus Canal is or the Van Wyck Expressway, you'll know coming over the Verrazano Bridge, you come to a dead crawl. And that's 3 lanes going off the VZ and coming towards the bridge. And it's every day, and it's constantly under construction, and it's constantly got potholes. And we're not even considering what human nature is going to do to Hardwood Marsh Road or your property or any of that wildlife. So I'll wait till we get this other stuff to get my thoughts out on there. But I think at some point, we need a city council that doesn't like to be held hostage by the Lake County Council. So, thank you.
Very good. Commissioner Tadona, very well said once again on your opinion. If I'm not mistaken, I'd like to ask staff a question. I fought this. I want to let everybody in this room know. Before I sat in this chair, I went to Lake County, and I stood with those people. Okay, and I fought this. I fought this up there. I turned blue in the face to all 5 of the commissioners, and they didn't care. They did not care. So this is going through, okay? But to staff, the schools, there is a certain portion amount of money on each home that's going towards a school. Am I correct by saying that?
Yes, sir.
Because I remember hearing that at the county level when I was there. Okay. This is pretty much the same as the previous projects.
Yes, sir.
Because I know they opened it. To Commissioner May's suggestion about not having the yellow sign there, I did see the yellow sign. I could tell you right now it was moved. It was moved by the construction. I did see it. All right. And it was moved and it was gone. All right, because I know there's a lot of construction because of the new roundabout they're putting over there. All right, that's unfortunate. All right, so I'm not gonna, once again, the couple right there, my heart goes out to you guys, it really does. And I just want to let you know that Orange County did not want nothing to do with this project when we were fighting this at the county level. I think, were you there at the county with me fighting this? So you know exactly who I am, all right? Because I don't go for this. You're talking about Hartwood Marsh, all right? So it looks like it's going to pass, so we'll have to take a vote on it and see where it's going. Okay, so at that point, do we have any, yeah, Mr. Dodona, Commissioner Dodona?
Sorry, I do have a couple of questions, 2 questions. When we talk about the money that's going to the schools, are we building a new schools or are we putting kids in trailers?
So that's
Portables.
up to the school board. They pay into the school concurrency, and then it's up to the school board to decide where they put that money or in what location they build a school.
Okay. I have a question for the couple. Is it all right if I ask them a question?
It's up to you. Broadly speaking, it would be out of order. But in a small gathering where there's no, it's not like a adversarial hearing, I think you as chair have discretion.
Right, okay. I'll allow that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. You mentioned something about a 45-foot delta. So are you saying that this property is 45 feet higher than your property?
Mm-hmm. Once again, for the record, state your name and address, please.
Paul Kuhn, 17825 Terra Vista Court. Yes, is the simple answer to the question. So from the border to where they have put final grade, where they have the building stakes with the lot stakes, it was originally slated to be 25 feet. I have not gotten out anything to shoot it yet from the property line, but
Right.
that's from the border, which was already on a slant, and then you move down to where our residence is, and you're down another 20 feet. Yeah, 18. So yeah, from my foundation to the foundation that's gonna be there, you're looking at about a 40, 45 foot delta.
So at what point do we have the ability to make sure that these folks don't get washed out? I mean, is it another Clermont retaining wall? How do we hold back all that water? How do we hold back all that runoff? Has anybody thought about that? I'm sure you have. I know you have. I'm sorry, I guess I'm the only one who's actually thinking about it. 45 feet is a 4-story building. So, thank you.
That was increased from its prior grade that it was at before.
We understand that, ma'am, please. We understand that. I'm not, no disrespect, I just have to move on. Unfortunately, it's tough. It's very tough to swallow this one. Okay, any other discussion from the council, the commission?
Then I'm going to make a motion, if I may, to approve ordinance number 2025-041.
Second.
Okay, Ray, you have that, right? First and second motion. We're going to have to go to roll call. We're going to do each item individually. We're going with the first item, ordinance number 2025-041. Starting off with Commissioner Dodona.
Nay.
Ms. May, Commissioner May.
On the large-scale comp plan amendment, yes.
Commissioner Kobe.
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Kramer. Chairman votes nay. So we have, it passes 3-2. Okay. Going to ordinance number 2025-042. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2025.
Wait, were you not doing discussions on item 4? Are we?
If you want, yes.
Yeah, this is where we-
We could do discussions before and after of a motion.
Yeah, okay.
Or
This is
if
a
you
different-
want- I'm going to follow your protocol, so.
But I am still going to make the motion for
Thank you.
approval of ordinance number 2025-042, and now we can have some
And
public discussion.
I'll second it, and then
And
we
it's a
can have
second
discussion, correct?
Mhm.
Second.
So, We can take a vote now if you want, Chairman.
No, we have to, she wants to have more discussion.
Yeah, no, this is something that I have to add based on the information that was provided. Again, I actually, this ordinance is way ahead of what we just agreed to, but there's a lot of things here that need to be added in the conditions. I mean, I heard about a bird management ordinance to be, this, I don't think this is in here, because that is very important, especially if they're doing bird management. We're gonna have smoke, and so there has to be a condition in here. I guess for buffers, I'm assuming. Secondary water system for irrigation. The only thing that I see here in regards to irrigation, because this is, right, this is where I can add my conditions. Not in the other one, but I can add them here. Because all I see here for irrigation is just that they have to do a purple piping. There's nothing in here about secondary. I just went through this entire thing. Oh, project shall be plumbed with purple piping to irrigate all uses. So I'm concerned about, you know, the grading for, you know, is there a buffer for, you know, this home here? There should be, I mean, there's gotta be some conditions here in regards to, I mean, this person did a great job adding a lot compared to the other one.
Yeah, there's a enhanced buffer.
But, you know, I heard these concerns from, you know, from the folks here in regards to secondary water system and a bird management notification. Those are the only things that I don't see here. But everything else in regards to drainage, stormwater management, that's all being done. So I don't know how to add that condition to this.
One of two things would have to happen, either friendly amendment, you know, either the amendment would have to be accepted by the movement and the seconder, or the motion as it stands would have to be voted down, and then you would make your own motion.
But this is not on the amendment, this is on the rezone. I thought we just approved the amendment, the large comp plan. So this is just a condition to the
This is
rezone.
on this one, right?
Oh,
On the
I thought
rezone.
I thought we had a motion on the floor.
For the
We have a
reasons.
motion and a second.
But we're
Right.
looking to amend this.
We have to vote yea or nay on mine.
Oh, is yours for the comp plan?
No,
Or
we
for the
already,
zone?
we already approved that.
We already did the
Well, that's what I'm
comment.
saying. So if you want your conditions to be in there,
No, not in the amendment and the rezone.
Right. The first one's already passed.
right.
We're on the rezone.
So what I'm saying is, if you want your conditions accepted, it has to be accepted by the movement and the seconder, or the motion has to fail and then you make a motion.
So in other words, we vote first, and
No.
it fails.
No.
No.
Do you accept the conditions that Commissioner
Yeah, that's
May
right.
has laid out?
That's why I'm trying.
We didn't hear it yet.
Oh, I thought I heard it.
No, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm asking in regards to wording. There has to be some condition in there, and I'm relying on you all for the wording. I hear a secondary water system for irrigation, that's not in here, and a burn management notification, or I guess a smell ordinance, I think she had stated. And also, I know there's buffers in here, so I just wanted to make sure that the buffer also includes a way to buffer the property that these people have. So those are the conditions that I would like added in here, but I just need the proper wording for it. So I'm just, I'm looking to you all to try to provide me some wording for the conditions for those.
To my understanding, the wording would have to come from the commissioners? Is that correct, Christian?
Correct.
No, I mean,
You could-
it can be a collaborative process.
The
If staff
so
wants to have
secondary
input on
water
it.
irrigation and a burn notification.
Correct, and,
Okay.
and I want to reassure, because I don't know if it's in here, a buffer system, or if there is a buffer along that property. I
don't memorize the AKs when it refers to the buffers, but I know they do have enhanced buffers that much more than what the city code is.
Okay.
And I do believe it's around, I want to say the south end and where those orange groves are. But I do believe that throughout the project is our enhanced landscape
Okay.
buffer.
It's just,
Yep.
again, it's so hard not to be able to see it, you know,
Yeah.
the site plan, so
Mhm.
If I can add those 3 conditions to your motion, then if those can be added to your motion, I would be fine with that.
As long as I don't have to repeat them.
What would the third, would be on the landscape buffers?
I'm sorry, it'd be 2 conditions.
Two
So,
conditions.
yes.
2 conditions.
Yep.
So, correct, it would be 2 conditions. It would be adding a secondary water system for irrigation
Secondary
and
water
having the
system.
burn management notification.
Bird management notification. I will accept that.
And I will accept it.
There you go.
Chairman, we have a
Thank you.
Okay, we have a first and a second motion with additions to the conditional conditions. All right, we're gonna have to take a roll call on this, starting off with Commissioner Tadona. Are we still in discussion? You're more than welcome.
So just two quick things. There is a public safety section in here where the developer is willing to give 3 acres to the city of Clermont for the purpose of a public safety facility.
Put that away.
With a stipulation that if the city doesn't construct that public safety facility within 10 years, then that property goes back to McKinnon Groves. And I think that could have been part of our negotiations with them, that they should have built the facility, because that means we've got 10 years to come up with a design plan, a construction plan, and actually build something that maybe we have the money for, or we might not have the money for in the next 10 years. The other thing, Exhibit A concept plan, page 85, shows 3 roads that are going to be cutting through, I guess, into Orange County. The 2 on top say potential future roadway connection, and the one towards Phase 3 and Phase 4 is a dedicated access to Lookout Hill Road. So, without knowing what the plans are, and I realize it's in the future, we don't know if that's, again, 1 lane in, 1 lane out, 2 lanes coming, 2 lanes going, or what kind of impact that's going to have on that property. There doesn't seem to be any kind of rear site access out of Phase 4. So, I mean, again, just, I'm sorry, but common sense, if you're living in Phase 4, it's probably going to take you a half an hour just to get out to Hardwood Marsh Road to get out of this resort. So I guess it's aptly named resort-style living in the case that you want to stay on the resort, not venture off the resort. But thank you, that's all I have.
Very well, Commissioner Dona. I do want to let you know that we were at the meeting with that couple, and Ocean County wants nothing to do with no entry points or exit points into Orange County. So they could have all those arrows there, but I heard it from their mouth. So
And
I just want to clarify that.
Thank you for that, because then that means all of the traffic then is directed back onto Hardwood Marsh Road.
Into
'cause there's
Clermont,
no way
right.
to-
They don't
Thank
want
you for
nothing
your-
into Lake County.
Thank you
That's-
for that clarification.
That's exactly what it was said.
Thank you very much.
All right, I was with that couple, and pretty much, that is a retaining, north of their property is a retention pond. But to Ms. May's point, there's a lot of homes that is to the west of their property, and that's my concern too. So we have a motion and a second. We're gonna go to roll call if there's no other further discussion. John, Commissioner Tadona?
If we're including the amendments.
Including,
I am a yes, yay,
yes.
yes.
that's one yay. Miss Commissioner May?
Yes.
Commissioner Kobe?
Yes.
Commissioner Kramer?
Yes.
Chairman votes nay. Okay, so that would conclude the new business. There was no unfinished business. Is there any non-agenda items to be spoken about? Seeing none. Meeting's adjourned. So all you gotta do is yay or nay, people. Very easy.